The Shulchan Aruch mentions several other cases in which the rule sakanta chamira meisura is applied. This idea that we don't compromise, or statistically, when there is a sakana, when there's real danger. And we could do that compromise be'isura, when there's a question of an isser min haTorah, that sometimes we might be liberal about the isser, but we can't be liberal about the sakana, about the danger that might be implied in walking around. And so the Ramah says in Kuftet Zayin, Seif Hey, the Ramah says that a person has to be careful about all the kinds of things that might endanger him. And after all, sakanta chamira meisura, it's quite true that the sakana is treated more seriously even than isura, the isurim in the Torah. And so we know that because of that regulation, if there's some safek, some doubt as to whether there might be danger, then we should be machmir. You should act as though there is danger. Whereas a safek isur, there was some doubt as to whether there's truly a prohibition, then we could be more lenient at times. V'lachein asru, and therefore the Ramah says that the Chachamim prohibited leilech b'kol makom sakana, that you're not allowed to walk around in a place which is dangerous, in a dangerous place, kimo tachat kir natui. For example, you shouldn't walk under a leaning wall, a wall that looks like it's about to fall, even if it's been there for a long time. You say, gee, it was here yesterday, it was here the day before yesterday. Why do I think it'll fall today? O yichidi balayla. And you should not walk from place to place alone at night. V'chein asru lishtot mayim min hanaharot balayla. And similarly, they said it is forbidden to drink water from the rivers at night, because after all, the water in the rivers are might have some kind of danger in them. And then o lahaniach piv al kiluach hamayim lishtot ki dvarim elu yesh behem chashash sakana. And you shouldn't sort of drink water that's flowing out of a kli. You shouldn't drink it that way, because there may be some sakana involved, some danger. Uminag pashut shelo lishtot mayim b'sha'at hatkufa. There's certain times of the year that you should not drink water. And so the Ramah said that even though you may think, I think that's what the Ramah means, that you may think that this may not be so dangerous, it's not such a big problem. Nevertheless, don't change. Whatever was determined by the Chachamim should not be changed. Furthermore, there are those who wrote, the Ramah says, sheyesh livroch min ha'ir kishedever ba'ir. When there is a kind of a plague in the city, you should run away. V'yesh latzeit min ha'ir b'tchilat ha'dever v'lo b'sofo. And you have to leave the city right away. Don't wait until a lot of people die and then things get better, a little better, and then to leave. V'chol elu advarim mishum sakana. V'shomer nafsho yirchak mehem. And all of these things have to do with sakana. And shomer nafsho yirchak mehem. V'asur lismoch anes. And it's asur, the Ramah says, to depend on a miracle. To say it won't happen to me, that I won't be affected, that this is something that I can deal with. Ola sakei nafsho b'kol kayotzi bazeh, etc. So you see that the Ramah has a clear idea. If the doctors tell you that it's dangerous to come into contact with a person who has a certain illness, or the doctors tell you that it's dangerous to leave certain symptoms unattended, or doctors tell you that you shouldn't eat certain kinds of foods or deal with certain kinds of things, then surely it's your obligation to listen to what they say, because even if they're not correct in every case, this comes in the category of sakanta. And sakanta means you have to watch out and be careful and make sure that you follow the directives of the doctors. Furthermore, it seems that even in those cases where our modern understanding of things would indicate that we're not so concerned about things that Chazal were concerned about, nevertheless, we have to make sure to maintain those concerns, because we probably, the Ramah doesn't say this, but we never know what the insight that Chazal had might have been.